Hey guys, and welcome back to Fringe Friday. As always, I am Carmen, and today we are watching what I believe is the mid-season finale of season 4, which is episode 10. So, one, I cannot believe that we are already like halfway through season 4. That has flown by. I'm not ready because I know that with each episode, I inch closer to the end, and I'm not ready to stop watching Fringe every week. You know? I'm just not. Anyway, sappy talk aside, what happened last week was, more crying. I think that's kind of par for the course for me on this show. I loved seeing Alt Elizabeth having that conversation with Walter and offering him her forgiveness, which I think was really necessary for this Walter to try to put some pieces back together and continue on, right? I think he needed it for some healing in his heart and his mind. And obviously we got the very adorable Peter and Walter moment. We discovered, was it in the last episode or the episode before, that David Robert Jones is back? We just, in one of those episodes, right? And then we saw all of the frickin' fallout from that. It was the episode before, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we saw him talk to Peter, which he was not expecting. So I love that. We saw Peter sort of decide to help them because he knows how dangerous David Robert Jones is. Also, as a quick side note, if at any point I say Richard Dean Anderson instead of David Robert Jones, it's just because that's where my mind goes when I'm trying to think of somebody with three names. If you've watched Stargate SG-1, you understand why. But yeah, just know. If that does happen, I'll try to put a little bit of text on screen letting you know that's who I meant. But yeah, I definitely have said it a few times to myself when thinking about it. So yeah. Anyway, we also discovered that Nina Sharp is working with David Robert Jones, which is oh, Nina. Every time I think I can trust you, can't do it. What else? Olivia and Peter are getting a little bit closer, which you guys know I love. And yeah, I'm going to stop rambling. I think that we've pretty well established where we are in this episode. So let's just see where we're going to go from here. Did they just discover the Observer?
That's him.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
We've been looking at these people for 3 years.
Oh, so they have heard of the Observer. 3 years. Interesting.
I'm going to assign you a security detail.
I don't think that that's necessary.
He threatened you.
It's a
I'm
warning.
not sure that's what he was doing.
Yeah, it's a warning, I
I
think.
think that he was trying to warn me.
Mm-hmm. Is she getting a vision or something? What is she drawing? Something gonna happen to that man? Okay. What was that?
Excuse me.
Okay, she's not gonna explain it at all?
You know her?
No.
I would look at the picture.
Is that supposed to be you?
No, she's talented. Twisted, but talented.
Why are you looking at it while you're walking into the street?
She's a teenager. Isn't that what they do? Play depressing music and think about how everything sucks and then try and make everyone else as miserable as they are.
Let me guess, that's what she drew. The way that man handled being handed that picture by a random teenager is so weird. Granted, I am a paranoid person, but I would be looking at every freaking construction place that I was passing. No? Just getting another vision or something.
Looks like the view from the lake house. You miss it, don't you?
Dad, Aren't you tired of moving us all around so much because of me?
Okay, so they know about her gift power.
At least it hasn't happened in a while.
Okay, so she's either not telling them about every time it happens, or she just hasn't told them about this time yet because she doesn't want to leave.
I got a call from health services. You've been 3 times in the last month.
You checking up on me?
I'm your commanding officer. They tell me these things.
Migraines. I needed a prescription, which is why I went to health services. Headaches, that's all.
It's not all. She's being experimented on, but she doesn't know that.
Do you believe in fate, sir?
No,
Same.
I don't.
Same, I think, at least.
Neither did I. This drawing, that man from the opera house, maybe he does know something.
Robert Englehart's co-worker just ID'd the teenage girl from surveillance tapes.
Okay, so do we know where she went?
You know where she didn't go? Surveillance showed her bypass the A Street bus stop. She also walked right by the subway entrance.
Okay, so there's a good chance that she lives somewhere in the area.
I feel like it would still be very difficult to find someone in a city that big. I do wonder what is causing this ability, right? Because there's always an explanation from science or some sort of fringe science in Fringe. It's not like mystical or magical. Oh, he already got off.
Stop the bus! I tried.
I wonder if she's managed to save anybody doing that. Is it gonna be them?
Good morning. I'm Agent Olivia Dunham. This is Lincoln Lee. We work for the FBI.
I think they know.
I'm looking for this girl. We've been going door to door asking people if they know her. One of your neighbors said she might live in...
I wonder if they'll lie.
No, I don't think so.
They are lying.
Do you mind if I ask who else lives here with you? Mr.
Malum, this is just my wife, Diane, and our son.
Danny, come here.
He'll lie too, right?
You see this girl around? Is she the one we see at the park every so often?
I think so.
Yeah.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
She knows he's lying, doesn't she?
Did you happen to notice the cabinet? Red backpack. Same one she's wearing in the picture. Why did he lie to us? Hi, I'm Olivia Dunham, and this is Lincoln. We both work for the FBI. It's okay, you're not in any trouble. We just want to talk. Did you draw this?
Is he dead?
Yes. How? How were you able to draw this before the accident?
I don't know.
Is it
I
true?
just see it. Whenever I'm around someone who's, you know, I just sense it.
Just sense what?
That
She doesn't sense it right now, does she? Why is she looking at Olivia like that?
Did you see something else that's gonna happen?
Emily, get in the house.
It's up to Emily whether or not she wants to talk to us.
Do you want to continue to answer these agents' questions?
She'll go with her dad, but she'll
No.
give them the drawing, I think.
Come on, Em. Let's go. Let me ask you something. You think you're the first people to come after my daughter? Then others come who want to study her, like those people at Massive Dynamic. No matter where we go, they find her. They poke and prod her like she's some kind of animal. You have any idea what that does to a young girl?
Yeah, actually, she does.
Let my daughter have a chance at what's left of a normal childhood.
I mean, she's still gonna see the visions, though. If they could help her stop it, wouldn't that give her a better chance at a normal childhood?
I'm gonna pay a visit to someone.
Nina Sharp?
Dad, I saw something else on the bus. Something awful.
You know how this works. Even if you told him, would it make a difference?
It's interesting, though, because he's the one who's saying that it's like God's gift to her. But why would God give her a gift that would just torture her and she couldn't do anything about it? Like, that doesn't make sense.
I'm actually here about Emily Malum. Her father says that Massive Dynamic has been harassing her and her family.
Oh, are you asking me a question, or are you accusing me of something?
Can it be both?
I thought you said that you were done using children as test subjects.
Yes, we are. We simply wanted to catalog her ability. Her father wasn't interested even when we offered to pay for Emily's schooling.
I don't know how you could have raised me for so many years and seen all the damage that was done to me and pretend that there's nothing wrong with what you just said.
Olivia, I am sorry. You know, what happened to you was awful.
You're still doing it.
see the difference. I mean, it's still abuse.
Take a look in the mirror, Nina. Take a long, hard look.
It's Emily. Can you meet me?
You know Olivia will never forgive you when she finds out the truth of what you've been doing now.
So what did you want to tell me, Emily?
Yeah, I'm curious as well. She is going to give it to her.
I think a lot of people are gonna die.
Oh, wow. We need to find out where that guy went when he got off the bus.
Belly and I always had a theory that some traumatic events echo backward in time. Put simply, some future events ripple backwards.
Okay. But how is she becoming aware of it?
Perhaps your brain is uniquely sensitive to these vibrations. So it's possible that's the hum that you hear.
Interesting.
Whatever I see,
It always happens.
somehow it always happens.
So she's never been able to stop it.
Why do you warn them if they can't do anything about it?
Because she always has hope that she can.
I guess if people knew, maybe they could say I love you to someone. Or just do one good thing.
Girl, why are you making me cry? She wants to give them a chance to say goodbye.
If he has a bus pass, they might have his photo.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Are you sensing anything now? Like here with me?
Emily.
She is.
Did they hurt you?
She called them.
Even if we've never been able to stop it, let them at least try.
Can my daughter and I please go home now? There's nothing more she can do for you.
No, I think actually there is. Walter, I think you can hypnotize Emily to recover her vision of the event in that drawing.
Makes you think I can do that?
I've seen you do it before.
Mm-hmm. Poor kid, though. It looked like a building collapsed, did it not?
He works construction. We called his boss, and apparently he's been away all week.
It could have been a construction event as well.
Don't let Mr. Duncan get away. You'll have to catch up with him. Can you do that?
Yes.
What is it?
Oh God.
The building. It is a building falling.
Where are you?
I don't know, but it's bad. They're dead. They're all dead.
Describe what you see. Tell me where you are.
It's a building that is collapsing, but I couldn't tell you what building. Oh gosh. Looks like a law office, maybe?
I'm scared.
You know what, Mr. Mellon? Maybe if she heard your voice, it might help her.
Look around. Tell me what you see.
Yeah.
It looks like Latin. De judicium fiat justitia.
By the judgment of God, let justice be done. I need to borrow your phone, please.
So it's a courthouse, maybe?
It's me. It's a courthouse.
I mean, that's very obvious. I don't know why I'm so proud of myself.
I see him. I see Mr. Duncan.
Okay.
He's holding something.
What?
Some sort of weird-looking radio.
I don't think it's a radio. I think it's a detonator.
He did it.
Duncan's not the victim. He must be setting up some sort of bomb.
He was gonna kill all those other people. I mean, and himself, but damn, man. He's gonna kill all those other people for what? How's that gonna get your kids back? How's that gonna get you custody?
Given the amount of destruction in Emily's vision, we assume that he couldn't possibly have that amount of explosive strapped to his person.
No. He put it there ahead of time.
The explosive is in the parking garage beneath the building. We'll start evacuating the building.
The way they run into a building they know is gonna collapse. Scary.
Yeah, I know I should have told you.
It's okay, sweetheart. I'm just really proud of you. But you're in the system now, so it's only a matter of time before people start showing up.
They're not like that. Agent Dunham promised.
Who is it?
Come on, let's get in the house out.
Is it freaking... If it's Nina, I'm gonna be pissed. Oh no. Is somebody in her family gonna die? Oh no. Oh no. What did she say?
I'm looking for Judge O'Malley.
Judges and chambers, do you have an appointment?
No, but,
Ladies and gentlemen, due to a reported emergency, please proceed immediately to the nearest exit.
Okay, so he was going after the judge who did it, but surely he would realize that a lot of other people would be caught in the crossfire, right? So, like, I don't know. I mean, obviously I don't agree with him going after the judge anyway, but I'm just saying he's also willingly sacrificing all these innocent people that he knows had nothing to do with it, right? Like, they could be losing their kids too in this courthouse. Like, that's a massive, massive ass explosive.
It's rigged up to some sort of remote detonation trigger.
Well, how long will it take to disarm?
They don't know yet, but it's pretty elaborate.
If this thing goes off, we're gonna need to clear a 200-meter blast radius. Maybe you should help the police set up a perimeter.
I know what you're doing, and I'm not going anywhere.
Olivia,
He's trying to protect her.
what that man said to you, maybe this is what he was talking about.
It wasn't.
I can't live my life like that or do my job.
I mean, I could not do her job anyway, because they literally willingly walk into these dangerous situations all the time.
It could take hours. That guy can remote trigger the device anytime.
Can you jam the signal?
Can you tell me what frequency that bomb is rigged to receive?
Yeah, why? What are you thinking?
Jam the signal.
Hey, it's me again. Have everyone turn their radios to 432.5 megahertz.
Or, like, overload it, maybe. I don't know.
Hey, Judge O'Malley. You don't even know who I am. No. Should I? You took my family from me, and now I'm gonna take you away from yours.
I mean, to be fair,
It's over, Mr. Duncan. We blocked the signal.
You can just put your hands up, and we'll just walk out of here.
No.
gonna...
Nobody's going anywhere.
You do not want to do this.
He took everything from me.
Okay, I understand.
I mean, you must have contributed in some factor to getting your kids taken away.
This is not my fault. This is because of him. This is how it has to end.
No,
You have to take personal responsibility.
nothing is written in stone. You and I, we don't have to die here today. Now, whatever happens next is up to you.
Yeah, I mean, you're never getting your kids back at this rate.
Just think about all these people. They have children too.
Yeah, exactly. Did you not think about that before? Think about your own kids. Just because they're not with you right now doesn't mean in the future you couldn't see them or something. If you fixed your life, changed it around to whatever that you did that made them get taken away in the first place.
We defused the bomb. A lot of people's lives were saved today. I thought Emily would like to know.
Oh, she left, didn't she? She left. She went to the lake.
Jim, what is it?
They took her.
I don't think they took her. I think she went to the lake. I could be wrong.
I don't think Emily was abducted at all.
And where the hell is she?
At the lake.
I think I might know.
Yep. Whoa, what's wrong with her eye? What's wrong with her eye? Oh, she saw herself. No, she saw herself.
You're freezing cold. We have to get you out of here.
I'll call the ambulance.
Help's on its way.
Doesn't matter. There's nothing anyone can do.
Why? What?
It's just my time.
This is Agent Lee. I need an ambulance at Downey Park right away.
Her dad?
You told me what's in your drawings is inevitable, but you're wrong. Today we saved all those people because of you.
Emily.
Wait, but what's wrong? Is it an aneurysm or something?
I've known for a while.
What?
Why didn't you tell me?
I knew you'd be here.
This is sad.
Em, please. They're on their way. Can you just hold on?
I think you were right. Everyone has a purpose. I saved those people today. Maybe that was mine.
She's just a kid. Oh no.
An observer?
Is that what you called it?
Yep.
Yeah, why? What do you call them?
Well, up until now, we haven't called them anything. What do you know?
Well, they show up at significant events all through history.
Well, how do they do that? Like some kind of time travel?
It's more like they exist in all time simultaneously. They don't experience time the same way that you and I do.
Yeah.
They know what's going to happen. I mean, if one of them said something about the future, could they be wrong?
You need to tell him what you're talking about.
No, I don't really see how they could. They don't predict the future, Olivia.
They've already lived
They've
it.
already experienced it.
All right, but can you talk to him? Can you talk to Peter?
Did one of them make contact with you? Have they reached out?
Yes. Please.
No.
You know she's lying, Peter. You know Olivia. You know she's lying. I know she's not going to just trust Peter like our Olivia does, but I just wish that she would.
I hope it's not too late.
It's too late.
Sweetheart, about what you said, I never should have reacted the way that I did.
I'm sorry, I should not have accused you.
Please.
You should have.
What happened to you as a child was unconscionable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not angry with you.
Oh, she will be. She will be.
I thought I was going to die today, and one of the things that I kept thinking was that you wouldn't know how I felt. You're the closest thing I have to a mother.
Nope.
And I love you.
I knew she was gonna say that, but I hope this makes you feel guilt. I hope you feel guilt.
I just be getting these migraines, that's all.
Yep, guilt.
I'm going to make you some soup.
You don't have to do that.
I want to. I'm the closest thing you have to a mother, remember?
Yeah, I hope you remember that. I hope you remember that and freaking stop experimenting
Tomorrow
on
I'm gonna send some
her.
medication over. It's a new drug we've been working on. It's remarkable.
Don't take it. It's frustrating because we as the audience know what Olivia doesn't know, and that's that she's confiding and trusting in people that she shouldn't, and not confiding and trusting in people that she should. All right, you guys, so I thought that this was a really good episode. We focused a lot on Emily and not as much on our characters, except for Olivia. I think we really focused on her and sort of the connection that she felt to Emily because they're both, or at least Olivia was also a child that had to see and go through things that she shouldn't have had to see and go through. And Emily is kind of the same way. So I liked them drawing the parallel, and I liked them having that connection, and that connection being what really saved those people, right? And Emily's, of course, desire to actually do something about her visions for once. Like the idea that she could save somebody instead of just give them a chance to say goodbye, I think was something that was really important to her. Yeah, I really, really liked her throughout this episode. I think the actress did a really good job of portraying her character. She was very tragic. I can't imagine that you have this ability that makes you kind of see the moments leading up to somebody's death, and you have tried and tried and tried and tried to warn them throughout years, because she said she was 11 when it first started happening, and I think she's supposed to be like 16-ish in this episode. So she's tried for years to warn people. Who knows how many people's deaths she's been forced to witness. And I think that initially she started off trying to see if she could save them. And then when that didn't work, she gave them the pictures, because if she couldn't save them, because it always happened no matter what, then she could at least give them the chance to say goodbye to the people they love, to settle their affairs in a way. And I think that that's such like a beautiful thing that she was choosing to do. She couldn't save these people, and instead of just giving up, she kept fighting to at least give them the chance to say goodbye to the people they love. And I just think that that's really beautiful and indicative of who she was as a character and why Olivia connected to her so much. I think her end was very tragic and very sad. I think she chose to look at it beautifully by saying, you know, maybe I was here to save those people. Like, everybody has a purpose. I think that was mine, and I'm okay to have served it and move on, right? I also think that for her, death might be a kind of release, because she's not going to be plagued and tormented by these images anymore. I can't imagine that she had a very happy, joyful life after discovering her ability. I can't imagine that she foresaw having a joyful life after all the horrific things she's seen. But I'm glad that she was able to find meaning. I'm sad that they weren't able to help her, that Walter couldn't figure out a way to like do something in her brain to stop the frequency so that she would be okay and that she would stop seeing the visions. I'm sad that they didn't have a cure or something for her that could have made her life better and saved it. But I don't know, it makes me sad. She was a kid, you know, she was a kid. I think her story just makes me sad. And the parallel to Olivia's story is a little bit worrying, because I don't want Olivia's story to end equally as tragically. To transition to talking about Olivia for a second, it upset me at the end to see her telling Nina she loves her and she's like the closest thing to a mom she has. Because as an audience member, I know that Nina has been experimenting on her against her will, without her knowledge, at least for this season, like probably for many years before that. She said that she used to have headaches and then they went away for a bit. Now they've come back. So at some point, maybe Nina stopped experimenting and then now she started again. It upsets me because I know that Olivia, at least our Olivia, and this one is quite similar, doesn't trust easily, doesn't let people in. Like it's very difficult for her. And it seems that while this Olivia doesn't struggle with that quite as much, it's clear that she still struggles with that. And I just think that this is going to be really devastating to her. Like, imagine somebody you love, like a parent, like you see them as a parent who is supposed to love you unconditionally and protect you and be a place that you can always feel safe. That person has betrayed your trust so significantly, so horrifically, knowing how damaged and upset and traumatized you were by being experimented on as a child. She is continuing that, not letting you know, completely hiding it. Like, of course it's going to come out at some point. Like, everything that is a secret is going to come out eventually. I just worry for the day that it does come out and how much it's going to upset Olivia, because I don't like to see her upset. I don't like to see her sad. I wish so much that she, and of course I completely understand why the character would not do this, but I wish that she would put more trust in Peter and less trust in Nina. Of course, it makes no sense that she would do that, because Olivia the character doesn't know what we the audience know. Yeah? So Olivia the character is just meeting Peter. She seems to be forming a better bond with him, a little bit more of a connection. But she's obviously not going to trust him the way that our Olivia trusts Peter, or the way that this Olivia trusts the closest thing she has to a mother. Right? So it's just upsetting, you know? Like, I don't know how to process and like what to think, because clearly we the audience have information that the character does not have. And it's one of those situations like last season with Faux Olivia and everything, where you just want to like jump through the screen and be like, no, I have information that you don't know and you're really gonna regret this if you keep going like through this course of action, you know? So obviously I can't do that. This is not changing channels. This is not Supernatural. We can't just go into the TV. That would be interesting. If you guys, sorry, this is a random tangent, but this is just what I thought of. If you could go into the TV for like a random episode of Fringe, which one would you pick? No spoilers. If it's an episode that's post season 4, episode 10, just tell me the episode, like number, like 413 or whatever. But don't tell me like the title or like what happens in the episode or why or whatever. For some reason, the first episode that pops up in my mind is the one where Walter was telling Ellie the story, and Peter and Olivia were like these old-timey noir sort of characters, and it was really fun. And yeah, it might not be the episode that I would actually go into, but it would just be fun. And also, I would go into an episode where, like, I would only do it if there was, like, a guarantee that I'm not going to be a casualty in whatever the hell is happening here. Because I would just like to, like, pop in, pop back out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to risk it. Like, I would not go into an episode of Supernatural, okay? Because as cool as that would be, I'm a woman. 1, doesn't really bode well if you're on Supernatural. 2, I would obviously be like a random side character, which does not bode well if you're on an episode of Supernatural. So, no thank you. I'll stick to conventions for that. Speaking of conventions, does Fringe have conventions? I don't think that Fringe has conventions because I've never seen anything about it, but I would go. To go back to Olivia and Nina for a second, I actually found the conversation they had in the office very illuminating, and I really, really hope that and Olivia telling her that she loves her like a mother would make Nina feel enough guilt to stop doing what she's doing. Yeah, I don't think it will, because she was like, oh, we have a new medicine and I can give it to you, and I feel like that's just furthering whatever agenda she has. I don't necessarily think that whatever agenda she has is going to kill Olivia. Like, I don't think that would be in her plan, because I do think she cares about her. Maybe that's just me giving Nina the benefit of the doubt that she doesn't deserve. I don't know. However, how much can you actually care about somebody who you are experimenting on against their will, knowing how much that's traumatized them in their entire life? You know what I mean? Also, sorry, still talking about the scene in the office, I think that it's important that Olivia did call it what it was. Like, this is abuse. This is horrific. And the fact that you would ever think after what you saw happen to me, the ramifications of the trauma that was inflicted upon these Cortexiphan kids, that you would then go and experiment in any way on another kid is horrifying. And obviously Olivia felt like she went too hard in the end of the episode, but I don't think she did. Like, it's abuse, it's horrifying. Don't experiment on kids. Like, I feel like that should just be like that should just be common knowledge, right? Like, I also think it's interesting that they brought back religion in this episode, with the father talking about it was God's gift to her, and her Emily sort of questioning why that would be a gift when she can't really do anything to stop it. And I also think that it's interesting that it was framed that way, because why would God give your daughter a gift that she could not ever use to actually benefit somebody? Like, it's never worked as a tool of learning about it and then stopping it. And all it does is hurt and traumatize your daughter. You know, I think at the end, because she was able to save people, she sort of saw it the same way, right? She was like, I think that I was given this gift from God as a way to save these people, these particular people. Like, that was my purpose. And now I'm okay to go. And I feel like her dad will obviously also internalize that sort of interpretation of what happened. It's just another interesting sort of look, because I think that Fringe, I think it's another interesting way that Fringe is sort of exploring religion, which I feel like they haven't done in a hot minute. I don't know what it's saying about religion, but I definitely think it's saying something, like that you can find comfort in it, but maybe not answers, or maybe like it doesn't make sense, but then at some point it will make sense. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what it's trying to say, but I do think it's interesting that they brought religion back into it for this episode. It's always interesting. I just gotta mention it. I also thought, looking at my notes, I'm remembering that it was really cool that when she saw the guy on the bus, that her vision wasn't as straightforward as she thought, and that he was actually the perpetrator rather than the victim. Like, that was a fun twist that I did not see coming, and that I really enjoyed that they did. I find his motivation to be lacking. One, we don't know anything about him. Well, not much about him. We know his kids got taken away, right? We might have learned Like, he's a construction worker. I don't think we ever learned specifically, like, why his kids were taken away from him, just that they were. It's interesting to me that instead of trying to, like, fix whatever it was that made his kids get taken away, instead of trying to look inward and, like, analyze himself, he was like, it's the judge's fault and I'm gonna kill him, which would never get your kids back. I mean, you would already, well, one, you would be dead. If you didn't succeed and you got arrested, which is what happened, you're in prison, most likely. So you're not getting your kids back now. It's just, it feels like very short-sighted on his part, but again, we don't know enough about his character or his patterns of behavior or like why his kids got taken away in the first place to say whether or not that makes sense for him. I'm gonna assume it makes sense for him because I don't know. I'm glad that Olivia also pointed out, like, you don't want to die here. I don't want to die here today. But also, like, all these people around us that you would kill also have kids that they would like to go home to. Families, people that love them. Like, all the people that he was going to blow up in the whole freaking courthouse also had people and families that loved them and would miss them. There could even be kids in that courthouse. There's a very high probability. When I had a job that required me to go to the courthouse, to go to court, right? I saw quite a few kids in the courthouse. So I'm just saying, there's definitely a chance that there was kids in that courthouse, okay? Also, can I just say, and this was my misunderstanding of what happened in the beginning of the season. I remember when Peter first showed up. So I guess it wasn't like the beginning. That was just like 5-6 episodes ago. When he first showed up and he was talking to them, and he mentioned the Observer, everybody was like, what? And he's like, okay, you don't know who the Observer is. So I took that to mean that they had never encountered the Observer before. At least I'm pretty sure that's how the conversation went. And so I was like, okay, they've never met the Observers in this world. They have no idea who they are. But this episode showed that they had surveillance for, Broyle said, the past 3 years. So they've known who the Observers are. They just never called them Observers, which is interesting. Obviously, I don't love Peter's conversation with Olivia in the end regarding Observers because he's right, you know? And the Observers, the reason that the Observer would have said that is because he has, like Peter said, experienced time. And so what he's telling her has already happened. And I mean, he said in every version, right? There's no possible outcome where you don't die. Again, I'm still hoping that that means like she can die for like a hot second and then come back and then it's still fine. Or this version of Olivia will metaphorically die, right? Because our Olivia will become this Olivia. Therefore, this Olivia will cease to exist because we're gonna either bring our Olivia back into this world or our world back, and then this world or this timeline isn't gonna exist anymore, right? So it could be a metaphorical death in that way. Also, would not mind seeing more of Astrid. I feel like she's kind of not gotten a lot of screen time so far this season, and I would like her to have more of it. Also, looking at my notes, I just have to say this because it was weird. It's not really relevant to the rest of the episode, but I'm walking down the street. Some teenage girl comes up to me, hands me a picture. I look at the picture. It's me dying. I'm not just gonna be like, teenagers are so weird and keep walking down the street. Like, what? Like, that's such a random reaction. Like, please tell me that you would also not have that same reaction. You wouldn't just be like, you know, teenagers are weird. This is what they do to be edgy. Like, how many times has a random teenager run up to this man and given him a picture depicting his death? Because that's just such a weird reaction. Is it not? Is it not? I feel like it's weird. Anyway, I guess I'll end on that note because I don't really have anything else to add. I like seeing Peter and Walter working together in the same area, talking, just existing together, and I think that really is all I have to say. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want, you can watch the next episode right now over on Patreon, which will be linked in the description down below. And while you're over there, you can also watch my entire full-length reaction to this episode and every single episode thus far of Fringe. That will be over there as well. Yeah. It was not as traumatizing of a mid-season finale as I anticipated. So I wonder if that means that either it wasn't the mid-season finale, there's another, like the next episode is the mid-season finale, the previous episode was the mid-season finale. I don't know. I'm still scared to keep watching though, because like, who knows what the hell's gonna happen. But I hope to see you next week where we can find out together. I mean, you already know, but yeah. I still have to see you there. Until then, bye guys.